What's up, fight fans? In today's video, Shara Bullet Magomedov is coming out swinging, claiming that Ilia Topuria disrespected him backstage, calling him out over street fight talk, and throwing some heavy shade at his fighting style. Music. Ilia stated that he doesn't deserve a title shot yet, but Dana White stands firmly behind Topuria. If I beat him, he's going to give me $500,000. Oh my gosh. Oh, and BJ Penn. He is spiraling publicly, begging Dana White for help in one of the darkest turns we've ever seen. This message is for Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta. I need your guys' help. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev is just chilling with snakes and tigers, waiting for his next victim, plus a bunch of other wild stuff you don't want to miss. Alright, no more talk, let's just jump right into it. After Ilia Topuria recently said that he won't give Arman Tsarukyan a title shot without one more fight, Tsarukyan claps back by trolling Topuria with a duck video. Well, I'll make it quick, no worries. Good boy. Classic social media trolling. But here's the thing, Dana White is fully backing Topuria. Now, let's rewind. Tsarukyan had a golden opportunity, a title shot against Islam Makhachev. And, as you remember, Dana White wasn't happy when the news came out that Arman had turned down the fight. According to reports, doctors had cleared him. Yes, he had some back issues, but medically he was good to go. However, he couldn't cut weight because of his back. And in the UFC, that kind of move, well, Dana White doesn't forget it. Dana even said it publicly. She's the best in the world. And, you know, in life and in sports, you miss opportunities. Sometimes, and in this case, he did. Arman had a real chance to take a big step forward in his career, to solidify himself as a top contender in the UFC, and yet he let it slip. So, we'll have to wait and see how this situation plays out for him next year, because at this point, it's not a matter of speculation. It's a clear consequence of decisions he has made. Since January, Arman has not taken a single fight, leaving a long gap of inactivity that can seriously impact a fighter's momentum and marketability. 7 full months have passed, a substantial period in the fight world where staying active is often key to maintaining both skill sharpness and public interest. During that time, he had the opportunity to take a big win, one that could have elevated his profile and silenced critics, but instead, he chose to sit out. Even more notably, the UFC offered him a rematch with Mateusz Game Amrot, the very fighter who previously defeated him. This was a chance for redemption, a chance to show the UFC fans, the matchmakers, and the world that he could learn from his past mistakes, improve, and come back stronger. Had Arman taken that fight and won, there would be no debate about whether he deserved a title shot. His place in the rankings and among the elite contenders would have been unquestionable. It would have demonstrated not just skill, but determination, resilience, and a commitment to the sport, qualities every top fighter needs to exhibit. Instead, Arman made the decision to remain inactive, to sit on the sidelines, and to voice complaints rather than taking action. This inactivity has not gone unnoticed. Fans, analysts, and even UFC executives are observing his career trajectory closely, and many are questioning whether he is truly ready for a title shot. The reality in combat sports is that action speaks louder than words. Talking about deserving a title is very different from proving it inside the octagon, and Arman's recent choices suggest that he may be prioritizing other things over his fighting career. Now, after months of inactivity, Arman is publicly demanding a title shot, despite not having taken any fights that could justify such a leap. This combination of missed opportunities, complaints, and demands paints a complicated picture of his professional mindset. The UFC is a business, but it is also a meritocracy. Fighters earn their shots through performance, consistency, and results. When a fighter like Arman sits out, passes on rematches, and then expects a title opportunity without proving himself, it disrupts the natural flow of competition. The consequences of these choices are becoming clear. Arman may find that his path to a title shot is now longer, more scrutinized, and more difficult than it would have been had he seized the opportunities presented to him earlier, threatening the UFC. Announce my title fight, or I quit. Now, let's be real. This isn't how it works. Unless you are a huge draw with highlight reel knockouts or really wild performances, you cannot make demands. Yes, Arman is a great fighter, but many fans complain that his fights are boring, and he just keeps adding more fuel to the fire. In every interview, he's repeating the same thing. If he gets a title shot against Ilia, his plan is to spend 5 rounds running around, shooting takedowns, doing whatever it takes to keep Ilia on the ground just so that he never gets back up. Because if Ilia stands up, well, it's a wrap. He's getting knocked out. Simple as that. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliver, and then you can just go 1,000 times to take him down because he's not going to try to choke you or something. Seriously. I mean, who wants to watch a title fight where 2 guys are just hugging on the ground for 5 straight rounds? The UFC is built on action. People want knockouts, moments that go viral. The bottom line, the UFC isn't buying what Sarukian is selling, and trolling Topuria with duck videos won't change that. I can put the bets. I can put like $500,000. If he beats me, if I beat him, he's going to give me $500,000. So, I can put it like that. Okay, he's willing to make a handshake bet if he wants. If he wants to make that, I'm down, and we can shake hands and fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's going to give me $500,000. Oh my gosh. There are other contenders as well. So, Sarukian won't be getting the title shot. You having a conversation with the UFC about maybe a Gatesy fight? Or maybe a Sarukian? I fight anyone, as you know. I'm not asked. Just Arman's. A very good fighter, but no one cares about him. You know what I mean? People just look at him and think, yeah, yourself to fighting Islam. You talk a big game, but you don't back it up. But everyone knows Justin Gaethje. He's a banger, you know what I mean? Everyone knows that if you're fighting Justin Gaethje, you're going to have a fight. And he's a legend. I mean, Arman isn't. So, I'd love to fight another legend than Justin Gaethje. No, you've got to delete him from the rankings even. He doesn't even deserve to be in the top 10. He beat the last 3 guys. It was Chandler. He had 3 losses. It was Bobby Green. He had 4 losses. It was Tony Ferguson. He had 8 losses. That's crazy. And you want to bring that guy to fight for the title? I don't know. Not a smart move. 3 in all, 8 in all. Oh, that's pretty bad when you put it that way. Shara Magomedov sends a wild message to Ilia Topuria. In a recent interview on the Russian YouTube channel Usha, Shara Bullet, Magomedov did not hold back when asked about Ilia Topuria. According to Shara, the 2 crossed paths backstage at UFC 308 when Ilia was already champ. But Shara claims that Topuria didn't even look at him, did not acknowledge his presence at all. To Shara, that was pure disrespect. And now, he's ready to answer that disrespect. Plus, Shara brought up Topuria's recent...
Yeah, he's going back to the drawing board. I don't want anybody to ever fight Hurt, ever. We've been in these positions before. Went down there with the doctor, went down there with Heather from the PI, who is, you can ask any fighter or anybody else, she's the best in the world. And, you miss opportunities sometimes, and he did. So
comments about Islam Makhachev came after Ilia said that he could beat Islam in a street fight. To that, Shara fired back hard. Topuria talks non-stop about Umar, about Islam, about all the Dagestani fighters like he actually wants a street fight. He has no clue what he is asking for. Khabib's team would tear him apart and eat him alive. He is too small to survive something like that. And Shara didn't stop there. He admitted that Topuria's style is impressive, fast, aggressive, and powerful, but then added, stuff he does, I've been doing that since I was 14. Body shots to the head, starting low and finishing high. Please, I could pick up his whole style tomorrow if I wanted to. Now, what do you guys think about all of this? Go ahead and drop your thoughts down in the comments. The official weigh-in ceremony for UFC on ABC 9 just took place in Abu Dhabi. Moments later, the fighters faced off. Now, while Dana White still hasn't officially announced Makhachev versus Maddalena Islam. Makhachev is out here living his best life. Recently, he was spotted hanging out with actual tigers and snakes like he is in a real-life animal kingdom. Please, music, what are you doing this for? Relax. This guy, my friend. Music, this is your bodyguard, coming. No, 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 no. I don't want that one. Once a UFC legend, BJ Penn has gone public asking for help from UFC CEO Dana White and former executive Lorenzo Fertitta as his life spirals into chaos. At 46, the former champion is facing serious legal trouble. Over the past few months, he has been arrested multiple times in Hilo, Hawaii, charged with abuse and assault, including against his own mother. But the deeper you look, the more tragic this story becomes. Penn believes something terrifying, that his mother and other close family members have been murdered and replaced by imposters. Penn took to Instagram, standing in front of his family home and sending a raw, emotional message directly to Dana, White, and Lorenzo Fertitta, pleading for help. This message is for Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta. I need your guys' help. I've been pushed out. This is the house I grew up in. Lived here my whole life. Fought in the UFC, became a world champion and all that stuff. And Mark Mashrow, UFC gyms. I know we do really well to help promote the UFC gym companies. And just that. That's it. That's the house right there. Show them again, the house I grew up in. I'm kicked out of the house and Armin moved into all of these houses. I need your guys' help. They've got me staying. Over here in this studio right here. If I go anywhere near the house up there, try to get my dogs and get whatever I can, I'll be arrested. They've got me staying in this studio. And just think about it. No one's here to help me. And, if any of my sponsors out there that, I stayed extra long or I did anything, because I always knew if I was going to do a signing, I never leave early. I always stay, even if I've got to stay longer. But they've got me staying in this studio right over here. They want me to do my laundry at the laundromat. And I'm the world champion. I'm the one who went out there and took the punches, took the blows. And here we are, getting pushed out of everything, about to have everything stolen from us. All the money I made from the UFC gyms, all my sponsors, all invested back into my family, into everything. Every dollar I made invested back in. I'm about to get it all taken from me, and I need your guys' help. Dana White, Lorenzo Fertitta, Patanori, come down this time. And help this time, please. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Now, fans are watching in shock, unsure of what's real and what's paranoia. But one thing is clear. BJ Penn needs some help. Music. You wouldn't get through with a rocket launcher. There's not a bother on her. She's spotless. Hop, the Forge. Feels different, baby. The breakfast of champions right here, ladies and gentlemen. Forged stout makes you strong. Music, music. And that is all for today. But if you liked the video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you.